Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and this is the CCM Jetspeed girdle. So this is new for 2020. They had a tax girdle in the past. I didn't look at it. I never saw one in person, but I saw this. I liked the caps on it, and I have this girdle, which is a 9K. And I asked CCM on a forum if it was comparable to the Pro Stock 9K, and they said NHL guys haven't gotten them in the hand yet, or they haven't worn them yet, but they can see them switching to it. So I'm going to take a look at it to see how it compares to the Pro Stock 9K, see if it's actually, in my opinion, a worthy successor. So before that, there is a security tag on it. I borrow these from a local store. It's easier for me to take this off. I don't steal them. I don't have a 5-finger discount. That's it. Before that, if you are looking for jerseys, check out jerseysmadeeasy.com. Use the link in the description. It helps me. It supports the channel. I get a kickback for every team set of jerseys that are purchased through that link. Since hockey's starting back up, check that out. I have videos in the description as well that go over the different jersey materials, like this sublimated one, and give you a full look at them and see which one might work best for you. This girdle. So I always wore pants. I never really had an issue with pants. I found them more protective. I tried an MX3 girdle. It wasn't protective enough. And then I kept feeling stuff and didn't fit nice around my stomach. I'm not the skinniest person. And then I grabbed this girdle, which is because everyone always talks about it, the 9K. A lot of NHL guys use it. I know if we'll time this video or date this video. Last night, the Leafs got eliminated by Columbus. Cody Ceci wears it. Not a great comparison for Cody Ceci, but a lot of guys wear it. It's under the shell because you just put a shell over top. But I'm going to kind of go over this really quick because I think it's really interesting. And I want to say, I love this girdle to the point where I've worn many different skates, like a bunch of different pieces of gear. People are always looking for something that's makes you faster or feel more mobile. This girdle is the thing that made the biggest difference. And I still love pants, and I'll always suggest like Pro Stock pants because they're so much more protective. This thing is like the perfect blend from what I've found. So I kind of go over that. The interesting thing about this is you can kind of see how the legs are separate. And they Velcro, so you can adjust the length on them up and down to fit basically exactly how you want it. You have these awesome plastic caps right here. You have solid butt protection back here. You have a little bit of kind of lower back spine protection there too. The side, everything is like filled with either hard foams or plastics. You can see the plastic here, plastic over here. There's padding, so there's no padding here, but there's padding there. And there's hard plastic right here on the inside, which is then covered by this as well. So there's a lot of overlapping padding, and it's really good in that sense. On the inside here, you have extra jock padding. I'm wearing a jock to kind of show, because it is kind of the one hard part about this is pulling it over your jock. It does, and you have like plastic inserts here, layered with foam all the way through. So it's layered and it's really nice, and it's all adjustable. You even have a sock adjustment right here. So if you have one of the new style socks, Velcro's right on there, perfect. I don't do that, but it's an option. And then this is this is really nice. It's super, you can see how stretchy all this is. It's really mobile in that sense. And then you have your waist adjustment, which is these two pieces. You just pull them. I honestly don't have to do these because I'm so fat, but it's nice. It's just that's the adjustability on it. I'll show the inside too in a different view in a second. So I've been walking around with this. What this is obviously the thigh guard, and how this works is Velcro goes around and you do it up and you're good to go, and you can change how tight and loose you want it. I generally do it pretty loose just because that's kind of my preference, and that way it kind of floats over my shin pad. I find if it's too tight, it kind of gets stuck on that shin pad, so I kind of float it a little looser so it doesn't. Yeah, so that's it. You're in it. That's kind of how it fits. A ton of padding everywhere. You can see like plastic inserts here like a normal pant. You have a little bit of padding back here, but it's better than like a lot of retail pants. It is just foam there, but you have that layer here too. So protection wise, this is really good. It's not the best, like some of the pants I have definitely are better, especially like right here, because they do kind of have that inner flat that kind of covers on the inside. This has plastic inserts here, but it's not the best. But mobility on this is just unreal. So it's like, in my opinion, it's the best all around. It doesn't have the best protection. Probably has one of the best mobility, but like the Supreme ones might be a little better. But the padding on this was just way better than Supreme. So this is like I really like these pants. I'm a huge fan of them. I feel like I'm much more, not mobile, my legs kind of move easier and I can easier get around with these. And that's more than going to like a one-piece boot. That's more than switching steel. This one made the biggest change, and it's kind of sad, but that's what I noticed. So I'm really impressed with these, and that's why I grabbed these. So I'm gonna put these on, talk about this, and then we'll kind of throw them on the table. Okay, so you can definitely see a big difference right away is with the CCM jock. You can see it now. So instead of just having like a spandex inner part, they have a Velcro. So it has this buckle right here, which you can adjust with this strap and adjust like that. That's really comfortable. I really like what they did in terms of like how that works. It definitely feels more exposed in the crotch. So you don't have that extra padding here. That's fine for this jock because this jock is kind of above and beyond. This is kind of like a pro stock jock. So this has extra padding up here where the other normal ones might not. So I think the other design would be better in that sense. It also doesn't have that belly flap for extra padding, which is kind of disappointing. It's much more open. The other thing I noticed is the weight on this is way lighter than what the other one was. I'm gonna have to weigh them just to see the difference. But this feels like I'm not wearing anything, where that one you really notice it. But mobility on that one was still excellent, so I want to point that out. The huge difference on these is basically all like right here. So none of these have any plastic. This is all just foam, and it's mobile, but it doesn't really feel like there's anything there. And to be honest, a puck hitting that is gonna hurt more than what's on the other one. So the other one doesn't have plastic inserts in like the first two, then plastic everywhere else. This one has no plastic at all for that, so pretty different and a little bit disappointing. Same with up here. There's plastic right here, but there's not around here. You have your caps, which are slightly new. I think that has a plastic insert, but it's wrapped a little nicer. I'm actually a fan of that. I can see this piece moving on to the other one. The other big difference is this now is adjustable in two sections. So you have back of the height length, as you can see, and then you have front of the leg length right here, so you can move this up and down too. You don't have that sock attachment, so that's I don't know. I would say a bit disappointing, but yeah. So the back, you have still plastic inserts on the butt, but the padding like right here is substantially worse. It's just foam, but it's not as thick as foam. So that's kind of, again, disappointing. You have your D3O back here, which kind of replaces the other one. I think the spine on this one's a bit better, and the side wrap is not as thick either. So it's, again, more retail package. So this is like, people, if pick that up, they're probably going to complain about weight, but you put it on and it's fine. This one, it doesn't have that weight, and I feel like it's similar to what CCM's pants are. Like I had the Super Tax pants, I think, and the padding wasn't good enough. If I fell, I'd get like bruises on my hips and my thighs and my butt. Where Pro Stock you don't at all, and pucks just don't hurt nearly as much on Pro Stocks either. So we'll open this up really quick, which is pretty much the same way to do it before. It just fits differently. So both of these are XLs. This one, that one, like they're both very mobile. This one's probably a little bit more mobile just because it's lightweight. But it doesn't make a big difference. And the different, like this part would be fine. This part is an interesting new design because it's a segmented instead of just a wrap. The wrap, in my opinion, is going to be more protective, and I never had issues with this kind of being the like normal wrap. I actually find when like you're moving on this one, you can feel like the flatness of this a little more. So I'm a bit disappointed in that. About, I would say, less protection on this one. Like the foam here is a little bit thinner than on what the other one was. So here we have the two girdles side by side, and you can kind of see the big differences right here. Specifically, you have this middle piece is totally different. This is basically you're stepping into a pant itself, because all of this is all one piece and you got to put your legs through it. Where this one totally opens up, and all you have to do is put your legs through this little piece right here. And you could probably cut this off if you wanted to, but I wouldn't. So these foams are where you can really tell a difference. I do like how there's a piece of foam up here. It isn't up at the top right here on the old one, but it is on the new one. But then these are just normal pieces of foam, where this one, it has that plastic insert, and you can see the perforation between the plastic one and the non-plastic one. It has that hole through it. So all that has plastic inserts all throughout it, where this one doesn't. It's just foams all the way through. Obviously the plastic ones are going to be more protective, but that does add weight. This comes in at 4.1 pounds. This one's at 3 pounds. You can really notice a difference though when it's on you. These ones feel way lighter than what these ones do. But I want to make it clear, I never had mobility issues or anything with these, and I think I really like these a lot. I really suggest people check them out because of how well I move in them, which I was really surprised at. So this part definitely isn't as firm as foams and plastic as this one is. This one's definitely thicker. In that regard, they kind of look similar, but this one you can't really squeeze as much as you can this one. Again, you're kind of getting pro stuff here and retail stuff here. I'm going to say this is going to be fine for the majority of people. My problem with stuff like this and CCM pants in the past, I got bruises when I fell. So I got bruises on my hips, like outside hips, got bruises on my butt, got bruises on my tailbone when I fell on that because the padding at the back just wasn't enough. So this one does have, it feels like it's either high density foam or a piece of plastic, but yeah, it is a piece of plastic, but that padding wasn't enough to really like soften that. And same with here, there's nothing but like one piece of foam here. This one is a bit better. So the plastic, like this piece of foam is thicker than what the other one was all the way through. You can see, I think that is a plastic insert there, but it does flex with that. And then this is also thicker than what is on back here as well. So you do have that advantage on this one for that. And that's kind of why I like the Pro Sock one better. I honestly, I feel like this is such a niche product that I almost feel like they should offer this one retail and not this one. Just so if you want to go that route for that girdle, then like you're getting great mobility, but you're getting a ton of protection too. Now maybe that doesn't make sense, and maybe that's why they don't, and this is just like a very lightweight alternative to pants, which is fine. I definitely suggest people check this out, especially for the length adjustment, like and everything like that. You do get a lot of like adjustment there, so you can kind of grow into it as well. Continuing on the padding, you have these plastic inserts down here and absolutely nothing here. So again, that's kind of your side of the hip, like your butt cheek right there. That's gonna be extra padded on that, where this one doesn't at all. And then that's still just the leg right there, which again, foam, plastic. And then you also do have this padding on the back tailbone. So there's not a ton right there, where this one is that big thick foam piece, as well as this piece back here. That's kind of where you get cross-checked and stuff like that on the lower back. Same with this piece. So it's nice that that is added there for this, where this one is not. Plastic here, but all the foams on the sides here are like thinner. And so the plastic is thinner as well. Again, not terrible, just different liner, different dry liner. Yeah, that's kind of it. And you can see the difference here. You have this plastic piece and then the foam, but this one has the plastic, and so you get a little bit more here because it floats. The one thing I do have to say I like is the new cups, because I don't think this is totally necessary. I think this would do a pretty solid job. This obviously is a bit more padded, but that's really hard, where this one at least gives you a little bit of dampening there. So that's a little bit better for other people. If they hit you, like if their head hits that, it'll be a little bit better for them. So really thick, high density foam in the back, like really hard. I don't know if there's a plastic layer on it. I can't feel it, but it's very, very firm. Whereas this one, I'm pretty sure that is a plastic layer right here over top. And it does have it's like a segmented foam. This one covers more, and I like this one better. This one wasn't bad. I found it kind of getting in the way because of the height. It looked kind of similar, but just the way it was, I felt it kind of like riding up in my butt a little bit when I was moving. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible, but it was something I did notice. So I want to bring it up. But it's interesting that design changed. And then you have basically the same piece here, but the foam difference on them is pretty big. So hopefully I can match this up. So this is thicker again than what this is. And then you do have a bit more squish to it too, which will add for protection. The one thing that this has that this one doesn't is this adjustment on the side to pull up the side of the leg. This one doesn't have that adjustment at all. So you just wear it and then that's it. This one you can adjust it up and down as on both sides. So that is nice. The one feature, another feature I'm disappointed on this is the lack of the sock grip. I don't even use it. I just like that it's there. Again, I don't use these styles of sock, like any sock that actually connects to this, but I like that it's an option. And then finally, because I kind of forgot it, you do have that stomach padding on the 9K area right here, and your belt is a dual system that goes out like this, whereas this one is just a single belt that clips, and you don't have that padding. Plus you lose that padding. So I have like extra jock padding because this one just relies on your jock. So overall, it's pretty cool. I definitely suggest people try this stuff out, just because I didn't really believe in girdles. I didn't really like my MX3 girdle that much. Wore the 9K, love the 9K. The only problem is it takes forever to get dressed with compared to pants. But I mean, that's a very small problem. I suggest people check this out because it's so different and it feels so different and it's unique, and I found you're super mobile in it. Protection on this one I think is going to be lacking, just like the Super Tax pants were that I reviewed. Yeah, so depending on what you're looking for, it might be better for you. You might want that less weight. Personally, I like the more protection, obviously, because I'm that guy. But it's a cool option. I definitely recommend people check them out. But also, if you see these, find one your size, I'd get it, especially if it's under $100. It's a deal. Just throw any shell over it. You don't need the shells that connect. So yeah, it has these like this to connect the actual specific 9K shells. I don't wear them. I just wear normal pant shells. It works fine. You can move in them fine. You just have to do it up with like one of these at the front. And I think you have to do that anyways on the shells anyways. So I definitely suggest at least trying these on if you can see them. They're pretty cool. That's about it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Remember to subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, links in the description. If you ever do buy Keeps gear because of one of my videos, like this, for example, please let the company know on social media, Instagram or Twitter. Helps me get on the radar. So hopefully I can get more gear so I can do videos like this and make more content and maybe try these on the ice. But I can't because I'm just borrowing these from a store. If you are buying gear, please check out the link in the description to Pure Hockey. If you use that link, I get a kickback, supports this channel so I can keep making content like this and keep doing more videos and reviews. Thank you very much for watching and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.